Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss a few examples of how visual kei culture is portrayed in media other than music. This includes manga, anime, and films from Japan and from Western countries. Mostly films because, I don't know, I just felt like it. At the end of each segment I'll try to rate the entry based on how well it portrays visual kei. This won't be a rating of the films themselves, but just whether or not it shows visual kei accurately or in a positive or negative light. Also, the media that I decided to pick for this video were selected based on a couple of Reddit posts as well as a thread on the JRock1 forum. I'll leave links to them in the description. Thank you to Haitani and Mumble Honey for supporting me on Patreon, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Spoiler alert, by the way. If you care about spoilers for any of the entries, just skip to the next one. Maebashi Visual Kei, officially translated as Maebashi Visual Rockers, is a 2011 drama about young men who start a visual kei band in a rural town called Maebashi. It's a little difficult to get a hold of, I did manage to find it, but there is no English translation, so I had to deal with auto-generated captions, which, as you might know, aren't very good, especially when they're translated from Japanese. Their band, named Principal, has been around for a few years, but it's only following her a couple of local fingers. The film focuses on the band's vocalist and his struggles to keep a balance between being in a band and working on a farm. He's portrayed by Shunsuke Kazuma, known for voicing Yugi Muto in Yu-Gi-Oh! By the way, there's a scene in this movie that reminded me of that one scene from Deathgasm, and I'd normally think it was inspired by it, but Maebashi Visual Kei actually came out 4 years before Deathgasm. I think it's a pretty cute film, it's a fun watch if you're a visual kei fan. My only complaint is that it could have been a bit shorter, some scenes feel kinda drawn out. And maybe it could have focused more on band activities. Unfortunately, it doesn't reference any real-life visual kei bands, which would have been cool. It does reference Sex Pistols though. You can find an upload of this movie on YouTube under a Chinese title. I might link it in this video's description actually. All in all, this movie presents visual kei in a rather positive way. It gets an 8 out of 10 in my ranking.
Free to get ready now, go, can't go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. What you could do anything but have my blue suede shoes.
Tokyo Pop, released in 1988, is a romantic comedy about an American singer who travels to Tokyo and develops a relationship with a local rock musician. Throughout the film you can see some characters who are dressed visual kei like. But, most importantly, the movie features a cameo of ex-Japan members. The main character meets them while she's looking for a band to join.
X?
Yeah.
Hi. You're looking for a singer, right?
We need the foreigner.
Great.
Back up.
10 out of 10, I mean, it's ex-Japan, it can be anything less than that.
When I feel lonely, please stand beside me.
Kokuhaku, translated as Confessions, is a 2010 Japanese film about a middle school teacher investigating the death of her daughter. Near the beginning of the film, we are told the story of the so-called lunacy incident, which, as you probably noticed, lunacy sounds a lot like Lunacy, the band.
ルナシー事件そうルナシー事件少女がブログでその名を使ったことからマスコミは事件をそう名付け散々煽り立てました
Anyway, we are told that the lunacy incident was an incident in which a 13-year-old girl laced her family dinner with poison. The girl, quote, won admirers among people her age, and as patient zero of the BeatRock 1 forum has noticed, the film seems to imply that there's a Visual Kei band which is praising the girl for what she did. In two short snippets we are shown some Visual Kei musician, the implication being that he's the one who's been glorifying the murder.
同世代の子供たちに崇拝者まで生み出しました
And as it turns out, they used a photo and footage of an actual real-life musician. It's Yuki, a vocalist of the alternative metal band Ansuro. The film may be pretty cool, but as for how it portrays Visual Kei, I'm sorry, but I'll have to give it a 0. I'm sorry, but I would rather have the Visual Kei community to not be implied to praise murderers, even if it's all fictional. You know what, scratch that, I'm giving it a 2 out of 10 just because I guess they had to ask the guy for permission to use his photo and he was okay with it. Tamiko Visual Kei is a comedy manga written by Yushi Kawata and illustrated by Yukito. The synopsis on MyAnimeList reads, a downcast adolescent girl murmurs to herself that it would be better if I just disappeared. When she does so, a man in Visual Kei aesthetics appears before her. Unfortunately, the manga is only available in Japanese and I couldn't even find an official English translation. According to Phoenix Talks Pop Culture Japan blog, in the manga the concept of Visual Kei is, quote, strictly prohibited by the Japanese government, and anyone participating in this is to be reported to the authorities. The main character begins a journey to return Visual Kei to Japan. It does include some references and jokes that Visual Kei fans would understand. The author has stated that he wrote the story of this manga with ex-Japan's Rusty Nail in mind. Since I can't read the manga myself because I don't speak Japanese, I can't really rate it for this video, but from what I've read, it seems to represent Visual Kei pretty positively, so I'm giving it a positive rating as well. Oh brother, this one fucking stinks. Bones is an American TV series in which FBI agents Celie Booth and forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan of the Jeffersonian Institute investigate crimes. In episode 23rd of season 4, titled The Girl in the Mask, Booth and Brennan investigate the murder of Sachi Nakamura, a sister of Booth's friend from Japan. It features a character named Haru Tanaka, a doctor from Japan who's portrayed by a Japanese-American actress Ali Maki and who's dressed in a Visual Kei fashion and is a fucking badass of a doctor, by the way.
I know. Dr. Haru Tanaka. The Emperor awarded Dr. Tanaka the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun for Dr. Tanaka's paper on investigation of 2nd, 4th, and 8th sternal rib end variations related to age estimation. It was brilliant.
The cringy and disappointing thing about this episode is that the workers of the Jeffersonian Institute just keep on debating on what is Haru's gender.
So any guesses?
We don't really have enough evidence yet.
No, not the case. A doctor. Dude or dudette?
You might say that, you know, times change and we shouldn't judge old media by today's standards, and I do get that, but this episode came out in 2009. I feel like that's quite late for joking about someone's gender. Like maybe 15 years too late.
I almost asked Tanaka.
No, really?
Not that it matters, but he he caught me staring. I didn't mean to, but I had an opening, but I didn't know how to lead off. If I said he, she was a girl and he, she was a guy, he, she might be offended, or other way around, same thing. God, I miss the ease of a simple pronoun.
You just call them a them. What do you mean by you miss the simple pronoun? Literally just call them a them. That's the simple pronoun. It's really not that hard. Hey, at least one guy has a decent take on the matter, and he even pronounces the word Kei correctly, which I do appreciate.
Well, Dr. Tanaka identifies with a subset of an urban Japanese aesthetic known as Kei. Thank you. It glorifies androgyny.
Well, mission accomplished there, Dr. Tanaka.
I think you're probably right. We should just ask him.
Tanaka won't answer. That's the whole point. Gender's unimportant. We should be mature enough to accept Dr. Tanaka just the way Dr. Tanaka is.
At the end of the episode, one of the girls hugs Haru, and judging by their reaction, she determines that they are a biological male.
Okay then. Have a great trip back. It moved. He's a guy.
Girl, you just low-key committed sexual assault. On a positive note, fans of the show do acknowledge that the episode was pretty transphobic or inbiphobic, and they aren't happy about it. And look, this is the only Bones episode that I've watched in my entire life. I'm more of an X-Files enthusiast, I just like aliens. But from what I've read on Reddit, there is another episode of the show which features a transgender person, and it's pretty progressive. So I'm not hating on the whole series. I'm just hating on this one episode which some of the fans of the show also hate on. For how Visual Kei is represented in it, I'll give it a 2.5 out of 10. Haru is an absolutely epic character, but that whole gender subplot kinda ruins it for me. And by putting so much attention on Haru's gender identity, it makes it seem like Visual Kei is all about being genderless. Yeah, I just feel like there's so much wasted potential in this one. BeatRock Love, released in 2009, is a comedy about a Visual Kei band named Love Divin'. They work as an opening act for a senior band and have hopes of making a major debut. However, just as they're about to go major, their vocalist decides to turn down the contract with an agency without consulting with other band members. They decide to take part in a contest to win 2 million yen and make a major debut. This one I also had to watch with auto-generated captions. One of the main characters is played by Takeru, a vocalist of Sook, or Sak, I don't know how you pronounce that. It also features an appearance of the band's crew performing their song Wailing Wall. The movie focuses on the friendship between the members of the band. I don't have much to say about this one, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect, and it's kinda cool. I liked it. I think this might be the most respectful portrayal of Visual Kei among all the entries in this video, so it gets a 10 out of 10. The look's right, the music's right, a real life band made a cameo, it just hits all the points. Just like with Maebashi Visual Kei, you can find this film on YouTube, just look up its title. If you know Spanish, then you're in good luck because there's an upload of it with Spanish subtitles. La Rosa de Guadalupe is a Mexican anthology telenovela. Episode 49 of the first season of the show, released in 2008, is about the emo subculture. 0 out of 10, don't call Visual Kei emo. No, I'm just kidding. 10 out of 10 because it's so funny to me that they I have not seen this one mentioned in any thread, and its inclusion here might be a bit far-fetched since it's maybe a bit more glam than Visual Kei. But I can't miss the occasion to talk about one of my favorite animes. But I'll pretty much summarize the plot of one of the episodes, so if you don't want spoilers to a 15-year-old slice of life anime, just skip to the end of this. Kei-on is an anime about high school girls who join a light music club and start their own band. A few episodes in, we find out that their teacher, Sawako, used to be a guitarist and vocalist of a heavy metal band named Death Devil. In the 10th episode of the second season, the girls find out that one of Sawako's former bandmates is getting married and the other members of Death Devil will give a performance at her wedding. Sawako refuses to participate in the performance, so the girls decide to take the matters into their own hands and fill her role in the band. Death Devil is never described as a Visual Kei band, but I feel like the look that the girls put on for this performance has big Visual Kei vibes. Yeah, now that I think about it, maybe it's a bit more glam. Whatever, it's too late to go back now. Also, can I just say, Death Devil songs are absolutely great, they're just really my type of speed metal, I used to listen to them a lot. Anyway, 10 out of 10. It's Kei-on. It's Visual Kei anime girls. Dandadan is a manga about teenagers with supernatural powers fighting against evil spirits and aliens. In chapter 52 of the manga, they are joined by a group of Hayashi performers, basically performers who provide musical accompaniment for classical Japanese theaters. In the manga, the Hayashi look like members of X-Japan and they provide background music for an exorcism. Unfortunately, for some reason the band lacks a Taiji look-alike. In 2024, an anime adaptation of Dandadan began to air, and in this year, 2025, a second season is set to premiere, so hopefully one day we'll get an anime adaptation of the X-Japan chapter. For now, their manga appearance gets a 7 out of 10, I just can't believe that they forgot about Taiji. Just how can a metal band lack a bassist? And that will be it for this video. Of course there's more Visual Kei appearances in media, but I tried to pick out the most interesting ones. I feel like I say this line a lot, but I might make a part 2 of this video someday. Please comment down below if you know any interesting Visual Kei related stuff outside of music. Once again, thank you to Haitani Mabulhani for supporting me on Patreon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.